This is Stefan Molyneux. Myself and many other dissidents and anti-communist speakers have also had channels destroyed across a wide variety of platforms within the span of only 1 hour in what I assume is a highly coordinated effort to silence us.
The purge is here. Big tech is cracking down on conservative, right-wing, and dissident media, as many major tech companies are moving to censor and suppress you. Twitch, for example, suspended Trump's campaign and are directly interfering in an American election. Reddit cracked down on Trump content and Trump subreddits that includes the Donald and even the left-wing Chapo Trap House. Meanwhile, YouTube is banning dissident channels like Stephen Molyneux. And we're going to talk about this massive wave of censorship that is taking over the internet, what it means, and who is all behind this. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on the internet, we're going to talk about censorship online. Make no mistake, this is a coordinated, targeted effort. Who's doing the coordination? Well, that would be big tech. Now, we know that big tech is biased. It always has been. A lot of these big social media companies are left-wing. That includes Twitch, Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, you name it. They're all controlled by people who believe the same things. And what do a lot of these people believe? Orange man bad. That the orange man is bad. So they're stepping in. They're censoring Trump himself, the president of the United States. They're censoring his campaign videos. They're censoring Trump-linked content, like on Reddit, fan pages, news pages, people who simply support the president and want to see America be great. Then you've got YouTube cracking down on people. And it's terrible. Now we're going to talk about all of this and more. But before we begin, if you're new to the channel, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the bell button for notifications for more content. Oh, my friends, I have a big feeling that because of TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, and because of the mental unwellness that we've seen spread across the left-wing political spectrum, like a virus, like a mind tumor, making these people angry, malicious, and deranged. We're gonna see even more censorship. Today it's the Trump campaign account of the President of the United States. If the President isn't safe from censorship, no one is. I don't care if you're a libertarian or a conservative or even a liberal. They will come for you. They're coming for us all. We will all be put in internet hell. A place where no one has free speech, where no one can post and no one is free. So here you can see on Politico, our first story of the day. And oh, there's a lot to cover here, folks. So if you like these videos, please share them. Share them now more than ever because people need to know. Twitch, Reddit crack down on Trump-linked content as industry faces a reckoning. The video streaming platform Twitch suspended Trump's channel, while Reddit banned a forum popular with his supporters. So the reckoning is here, and I'm going to call it what it is, a purge of people who talk out against big tech and the left. But there's some really interesting things in these stories, though, that should alarm you. It begins here. Politico says, video streaming platform Twitch temporarily suspended President Donald Trump's channel and social media site Reddit banned a longtime forum used by supporters in separate actions Monday, aimed at curtailing hateful content that come as the tech industry grapples with the handling of the president. Now, you're going to see the same narrative, and this is why I say that all of this is coordinated by people who want to interfere in our elections, in our political process, and simply with free speech. They call it hateful content, but 99.99% of the time, there is no hateful content. First of all, we live in America. It's a place where the First Amendment exists. Freedom of speech, freedom to express yourself. Now, contrary to what the left believes, that includes all speech. All speech. Even speech that is hateful is protected under the First Amendment. Now, people make the argument, well, they're private platforms. They can do whatever they want. The problem with the private company can do whatever they want is on a platform, anybody should be able to speak. But these websites are not platforms. These websites are publishers. They pick and choose who gets to talk, who gets to have an opinion, who gets to exist. But these companies, they're playing a dirty, dirty game where they pretend like they're both publishers and platforms so that they can get legal protection simultaneously. So no, I do not believe that just because they're a private company that they can do whatever they want. If they truly are platforms, that means that anybody should be able to speak. Now, here's the problem. A lot of the people they are banning haven't even done anything wrong. For example, the Reddit CEO Steve Huffman announced in a post that the r/the Donald Forum, which boasted over 790,000 subscribers as of earlier Monday, has been shuttered for frequent rule-breaking, antagonizing, and other communities, and for failing to meet our most basic expectations. Now, this is all nonsense. It's baloney. You want to know why? Because, first of all, the Donald was the largest pro-Trump subreddit on the internet. It was so popular that it would often be on the front page of Reddit. So what did Reddit do? And we know Reddit is extremely left-wing. There's a lot of left-wing bias. They banned the Donald Forum from the front page. So you would no longer see it in the top posts. You had to subscribe to the subreddit to see any of the content. Now that was their first soft censorship, right? They were still allowed to exist, but they were no longer on r/all. Okay, clearly inactive censorship. Now after that happened, left-wingers would go on the Donald and post hateful messages and harassment and threats, and then they would report their own post as if it was the Donald advocating for these things. But it was not. Left-wingers attacked the subreddit constantly. Why? Because that is what the left is like. They're full of malicious, dirty little bullies who will literally do anything to destroy you. So the Donald, it got censored more, it got sanctioned. They said, if you don't follow our extremely strict rules, we're going to ban your subreddit. We're going to throw it away. Even though it's left-wing trolls that are doing a lot of it. So you know what the Donald did? You want to know what the funny part is? The Donald hasn't had activity for over, 4 months now? A good amount of time. And yet they got banned. So in other words, Reddit was always going to ban the Donald. Because I see no other explanation that makes sense. How do you ban a subreddit that hasn't even been posting for 4+ months? But it's not just Reddit and Twitch that have been putting out these bans. Here on The Verge, YouTube bans Stephen Molyneux, David Duke, and Richard Spencer, and more for alleged hate speech. Now again, they use this term hate speech. But I'm going to tell you something, folks. As a content creator, the TOS make absolutely no sense. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay, we've got to talk about YouTube's insane standards that no longer have any rhyme or reason. So one really good example of a video would be Dr. Disrespect Gets Cancelled, where I talk about Dr. Disrespect and how he was banned from Twitch and nobody knows why. There are theories, but nothing is known for certain. I didn't really talk much about anything else, just the theories surrounding this story. And I tried to get this approved for monetization. What do you think YouTube said? I sent it in for review and they said no. Limited ads. So this is what they selected as the reason for why my video is not going to get ads. They said, discussions of modern acts of terror, events resulting in catastrophic loss of human life, or controversial social issues. How does that make any sense whatsoever? Folks, the video was about a guy who got banned on Twitch. Nobody knows why. So unless YouTube themselves knows the reason that he was banned, which I didn't talk about because nobody knows what it is, then why did they do this? How does this make any sense? What YouTube says is a violation of its policies makes no sense these days. Now, I cannot speak for David Duke, and I cannot speak for Spencer. I don't like Spencer, and as for David Duke, I don't even know anything about him. But I want to talk about Stefan Molyneux. I may have called him Steven earlier. It's Stefan, I think. I want to talk about him. Now, I'm not that familiar with him. I'm not a subscriber. I've seen some of his work. I've seen some of the things that he's talked about. Stefan Molyneux, I do not believe, has ever spread speech that was hateful. Now, I don't know because I haven't seen all of his content, but this seems really baloney to me. Now, if I had to guess as to why Molyneux was banned, it would be this. The man is a philosophy guy. He talks about philosophy. He discusses the issues. His channel's not very provocative at all. And yet they banned him. If I had to guess, they banned him because he talks about science. Now, left-wingers are always saying, we love the science. Listen to the scientists. And they'll go on and talk about issues like global warming, and they'll say, the scientists say that climate change is a real issue. You have to listen because science is always right. But then, when you bring up a subject in science that isn't flattering to them, for example, science says that there's differences between men and women, and that men are better at some things and women are better at other things. All of a sudden, the liberals and the left-wingers don't believe in the science anymore. It all goes out the window because it goes against their beliefs. Molyneux has talked about a variety of subjects, some of which include talking about the bell curve, IQ. We well know that some groups of people have higher IQs on average. And if I had to guess, that's why he was banned, because he talked about scientific facts. The world has gone insane. We're not living in clown world. We're living in nightmare world. A place where everyone will be banned. They're not going to stop at Molyneux. They're not going to stop at the Donald. They're coming for us all. Unless we do something about it. Unless we fight back. Unless we say, no, I refuse to be silenced. You will not step on my rights. And one example is the Donald itself. For all these months that it hasn't been posting content on Reddit, it has arisen like a phoenix from the ashes, from the embers, and created its own website. Here you can see, thedonald.win. It's a Reddit-esque website where people from the Donald can now post. Here you can see on one of the top posts of the day, r/the Donald has officially been banned after 4 months of inactivity. So because the Donald was being pressured by Reddit, essentially shadow banned and censored so hard they couldn't even post content anymore, they just gave up. They said, screw it. We're not going to let anybody upload. Only a few approved posters can upload, and that'll be that. So they made their own website. And this is a website that cannot be banned. Now, Reddit has gone on a huge banning spree. One user brings this up. They say, they also just banned r/right-wing LGBT for promoting hate, in quotation marks. Now that's incredible to me. That is absolutely incredible. They banned a pro-LGBT subreddit because it was right-wing. I thought that Reddit protected the LGBT. Are you starting to see that this is a targeted campaign to censor one side of the political spectrum? If you're a conservative, if you're a liberal, if you're right-leaning, if you're a libertarian, they want to censor you, silence you, and shut you up. It doesn't matter if you're a part of a protected class. For example, the LGBT. It doesn't matter if you're a person of color. They will ban you. They will silence you, and they will shut you up. And we have to fight back, folks, because that's the only way that we will survive, is if we speak up and defend our right to speak. So that's why I'm here. I'm sounding the alarm. This is a purge. A wave of censorship is hitting the internet. We are all at risk. We must fight back. We must do what is necessary to ensure our survival. Everybody should be able to post what they believe and talk online. It isn't fair. There needs to be accountability for these social media companies. And I hope that Trump and the government start suing these people, start reckoning with these people. It's time for a reckoning back. But that, my friends, is pretty much the story. This massive wave of censorship is here to stay. It's here to destroy us. Anybody who's not a far leftist, essentially, a part of their cult, will be silenced. So don't let them silence you.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman, because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.